Okay, so everyone, the recording of this session has been started now, and thank you for joining this session. The purpose of this session is, friends, to give a quick overview of the standard, and I some of the people who have passed in last few months, and some of the people who were not able to clear the exam on their first attempt. They have also shared some lesson learned. They have shared some experiences, and I thought, I will compile the lesson learned and I will share these experiences from the people or from the PgMP, aspirants who have achieved the certification success or who could not achieve the success because of, whatsoever reason, but still what were they are learning. And I'm going to share that, those their learnings which they have shared with me, and any specific exam area focus. And most importantly, there are some common area where everybody, when I do gap assessment session with, the professional who have registered with add-on skills for PGMP certification training, normally when I do one-to-one gap assessment session before their exam, I always see that there are only common concept where they have, some ambiguity, where they need more clarity. And I thought I will pick up those, 8 to 10 question or 8 to 10 concept where I will, share the insight. But having said that, if you have any specific question other than what will be covered here, I will be definitely taking this session. Okay. This will be 2 hour session, friends. I have a hard stop for some other training after that. So if anything I'm not able to cover, probably we can have this session tomorrow, same time as well. If you all are interested, I will be, sharing the invitation for tomorrow as well. So if you are interested, I will be also covering, what going to be covered in tomorrow's session. Anything which is important is and not able to, which I'm not able to cover today. So let's start with that, friends. This PGMP, kind of, we're going to navigate the entire exam process, entire certification journey. So let's start this navigation. Okay. So, of course, a quick overview of standard for program management, which is SPM 5th edition. Remember, friend, many people still ask me that should I refer 4th edition? Should I refer 5th edition? First thing I want to tell you that please start referring to the 5th edition. There are some other trainer or people tell me that some other trainer is telling them refer 4th standard. PMI has not officially communicated. But, PMI has also not officially communicated that you should continue to refer the 4th edition. So whenever any 5th edition or any new revision is made to any standard, okay, such as the standard for program management, it is always recommended to start revisiting the revised standard. So it covers the new concept, it covers the, any, errors, any correction in the old standard. So for many reasons, I will always recommend to refer the standard for program management 5th edition, because this revision of 5th edition has 2 important areas, such as program management principles, which is chapter number 2, and it has one more domain which is added, which is called program collaboration domain. Okay. Earlier in the 4th edition, until 4th edition, we had, 5 program management domain. Now we have 6 program management domain. But yes, the collaboration domain, which is a new domain, which do not have any direct questions, at least in the examination content outline, which is the, PMI exam blueprint. It does not allocate any weightage to the collaboration domain. But even some people have recently told me that they saw some question related to collaboration. Okay. Now, what I want to tell you, of course, I will talk about the importance of collaboration chapter as we, elaborate this today's session. Now, first, let's do a quick review of standard for program management. Friends, this is the standard was released in March 11th, 2024. And it's close to now we are 10 months, we are 10 months to the standard, and it is advisable that you refer this 5th edition only. Okay. And this standard has some structural changes and some good changes, as I already said. Program management principles and program collaboration domain has been added. Now, totally we have 4 chapters. First chapter introduce program management, program component, and program relationship with the portfolio and projects. And so this is what generically covered in the standard for program management. Of course, this is not a training session, so I'm not going to cover every concept, what is a program, what is program management. But if anybody has a question, then please, you can raise your hand and you can definitely ask. So chapter number 1 is actually for a fundamental understanding. Many people, I still see so many people calls us when they want to start the PgMP journey. They feel they still have a lot of ambiguity about differentiating between project and program. And I hope, friends, program management is actually focusing on benefit realization, whereas project management mostly focuses on delivering the product, service, or a result within the constraints of scope, schedule, cost, quality, and the customer satisfaction, and so on. So the focus of project is more on delivering the output. Output is nothing but the project deliverable. Within a program, you can have multiple projects. Okay, these projects are called program components. Of course, other than projects, you can have a subsidiary program. Subsidiary program is a program itself, which is part of a program. And this subsidiary program will also have some components, and this subsidiary program contributes to subset of goal. It will contribute to the primary program goal, which is whatever the benefit the primary program is, planned, whatever the investment is made for the primary program to realize the benefit. So subsidiary program, it is through the subsidiary program, through the projects, and through the program management activities. We also call program activities. These are all called program components. So any work which is conducted during the program life cycle, whether it's a program activities, whether it's a subsidiary program related work, whether it's a project, they are called program components. Okay, and it is through these components program delivers benefit. And remember, friends, program success is not just measured by delivering the output, which is nothing but the various component deliverable, whether it's a activities deliverable, whether it's a subsidiary program deliverables, whether it's a project deliverables. Program success is not measured by these component deliverables, but program success is measured by how much is the program has built the operational capability to sustain the benefit. It is very, very important. Even in this PgMP certification training, if you have attended the PgMP certification training, under Addon skills, our initiative, we don't take it as a project. We don't take PgMP training as a project. We take PgMP training as a program, because we don't want to just finish the training and just want to wipe our hand and say that, okay, we are done and now you are on your own. We'll always say that, we want to support you. We want to ensure that even after training, even a session like this, gap assessment session like this, revisit to the standards and the key concept, through this, we are building your capability so that even once you become the PgMP certified, you able to actually realize the value, where you able to apply the program management, you able to influence your stakeholder, you able to realize the benefit for your customer. And remember, PMI is saying the benefit have to be looked from the customer point of view. And that is why at Addon Skills, when you attend our training and once you register, we always think that how can we deliver the benefit for you? Of course, the performing organization, if we are doing some training, our organization goals and objective must also be achieved. So by delivering the benefit for customer, those benefits should be aligned to the performing organization strategic goals and objective. See, our goals and objective is, to build a better program management community, so that these program management practitioner, they able to realize the benefit for their organization and for their customer. And that is why we are ensuring that we, through our training, through our learning management system, through our application support, through our gap assessment sessions, we be building your capability, not just saying that, okay, we have delivered the training or we have completed your panel review, but even through the panel review session, when we do one-to-one application review session, I share, the input to the participant that, because the application writing session is itself a learning opportunity. It is not just a formality that, okay, you are doing a certification, so you need to get. So please take your application journey very seriously as a learning opportunity, that because it covers those three areas: program strategy, program governance, and program leadership, area experiences, where you need to, demonstrate your experience and you need to brainstorm and so on. So please ensure that, I hope you understand, program management success is measured not just by delivering the output, but by, delivering the benefit and ensure that the benefit are sustainable, that the customer are able to realize the benefit, able to sustain the benefit, as an ongoing basis, so that they realize the long-term value. So that is what is the program success. And even our PgMP certification training program focuses on that, not just delivering the training, application support, but ensuring that you become a successful program manager in every organization you manage a program and day over. So chapter 1 talks about those program components, and we discuss components are nothing but the projects, subsidiary program activities. These components are any activity, any work which is done in the program, that is called a component of a program. Okay. Now, let's also chapter number 2. Chapter number 2 talks about, program management principles. We have 8 principles in standard for program management, which is chapter number 2. And friends, these 8 principles are very, very important. Now, I have always believed, friends, without a principle, you cannot perform any work in your life. Forget about your professional organization. See, a human, if he doesn't have principles, then he will not able to, deliver the activities, successfully, or able to realize the benefit for himself, for his stakeholders, and so on. So these 8 principles are stakeholders, benefit realization, synergy, team of teams, change, leadership, risk, and governance. So these are the 8 principles. Okay. And friends, these principles are very important. Even stakeholder, let's take quickly stakeholder principle. Stakeholder principle means being proactive. This principle focus on proactive stakeholder engagement. And as a program manager, you need to always be proactive with your stakeholder, telling them what are the benefits the program is planned to deliver, engaging with them to ensure that they support the benefit delivery and benefit realization. It is very, very important that you proactive. This principle also talks about, ensure that stakeholder buy-ins, that you involve the stakeholder, ensure they have buy-ins to the, let's say, program management plan. They have buy-ins to the benefit the program is realizing for them and for the overall stakeholder, including the, performing organization. See, stakeholder expect the benefit from the program, and that is why they are involved. See, today you are involved, today you are the stakeholder, you are involved, so that because your expectations is you will get benefited from this program, or you will get benefited from this engagement. And that is why we need to ensure that we are proactive to realize. See, that's why I have conducted this session proactively, so that I can realize the benefit for my customer. And this should be your principles. See, the program stakeholder engagement domain, the domain is identifying the stakeholder, analyzing the stakeholder, developing the engagement plan, conducting the stakeholder engagement, communicating with the stakeholder. These are the activities. Stakeholder engagement domain are more tactical activities. But principles, see, unless you are principally very strong, unless you don't have that principle, your behavior, that you need to proactively identify, or you need to, or you need to engage with it. Unless you are principally not very strong, people, that's why they are not proactively engaging with the stakeholder, because they do not understand the importance of stakeholder engagement. They do not know the principle of stakeholder actually. Similarly, benefit realization. Remember, the program delivers benefit. Every work you do in the program, whether you are doing risk management, quality management, procurement management, scope management, schedule management, stakeholder engagement, governance, every work you do is to ensure that program able to realize the benefit. So benefit realization is very, very important. And every work should be the focus of every work in the program is to ensure through this work, whether it's a procurement related work, whether it's a risk management related work, whether it's a financial related management related work, the focus should be realizing the benefit. To any work you're doing, don't just think that, oh, I'm doing quality management, how it will impact. It will not impact benefit management. Definitely quality management will impact the benefit, because quality is conformance to requirement and fitness to use, and customer requirement is to realize the benefit. Quality management, all those activities such as quality assurance, quality, control, these should be focused on the benefit realization. Similarly, the synergy domain, you must have synergy between the program components, so that you can, because if there is no synergy, if there is an individualistic approach, if every component is only looking for their project output, and if they are not focusing on the overall program benefit realization, then we will not able to realize the the maximum benefit for the organizations. So it is very important that we have synergy between the components. These components work toward the larger program objectives rather than individual projects output. Okay, larger program objectives rather than individual projects output. So that's the synergy. And the team of teams. In program, there are multiple teams. There are multiple projects team, subsidiary program team, and subsidiary program team, and there are other program team member who are not part of a project, who are not part of a subsidiary program, but they are part of the primary program. They are different team member they may be risk owner, they may be benefit owner. These are the different teams, part of different teams. This team of team principles talks about how this entire team can have a network status. That means they work as a single program team. All they support each other. They collaborate with each other. They all work as a single program team. Though there will be multiple teams will be initiated or onboarded during the program delivery phase and so on. But ensure that they all work as a single network which is focusing on benefit realization. Similarly, there are change, principle, leadership, risk, governance. Change is, friends, you already know change. Program itself delivers change for the organization. Projects and programs are the mechanism, are the approach to deliver the change. So friends, remember that your program is being authorized to change the organization, to change the current organization state. By changing the current organization state, you are able to realize the benefit. See, friends, even in a personal life, if you are not changing your current state, you will not able to realize the new benefit. So if you want to realize the new benefit, you need to change your current operational state. Whatever is your operational state. So program is changing the current organizational operational state to maximize the benefit. and ultimately achieve the organization's strategic goals and objectives. So change at the program level have to be proactive. You need to exploit these changes so that the benefits can be realized during the program life cycle. Okay, so change, and then we have leadership. And leadership is very, very important principle. And program management, PMI talent triangle. You know what is PMI talent triangle? We have three angles. We have three angles of the PMI talent triangle. The way of working, the business acumen, and the power skills. This leadership is part of the power skills. And without leadership, without empathy, without emotional intelligence, without I'm sorry, without servant leadership, you will not able to align the multiple teams as a single program team who are focused on benefit realization. Without leadership, you will not able to build synergy. Without leadership, you will not able to align the stakeholder expectations to the program objective. Without leadership, you will not able to manage risk. Without leadership, you will not able to realize the overall program benefit. So friends, leadership is very important. You must and leadership means ensuring that the team understand their role in the program benefit realization. They do not just think on individual component output, rather they think the overall benefit realized by the program. So leadership principle. Then we have risk. Friends, risk is another principle, and we need to be proactive with risk. We need to identify the risk. We need to analyze the risk. We need to develop the risk response plan. We need to execute the risk response plan, and proactively. We should not wait for the risk to get materialized, because when the risk will get materialized, then it is an issue. And risk response plan is not for issue. Risk response plan is for risk. Once you have identified the risk, ensure that the risk doesn't get materialized. So risk management is all about, and also this principle talks about ensuring that you have an institutionalized risk management approach. Ensure that risk management become your core program activities. During your governance meeting, such as phase gate review meeting, health check review meeting, audit meetings, these meetings you always evaluate risk. So be proactive in risk management, ensuring that risks are analyzed, risks are responded, and risk doesn't become issue for your program success. And the last principle is governance. Governance is, friends, again, it is through governance the benefit in the entire management work is performed. If there is no governance, probably there will not be effective management at all. Because even we all, including myself, until we are not governed, we will not be, delivering the planned. We may have some program management plan. To ensure that the program management plan is executed, the way it has been planned, we need governance. So governance is very important, and governance has four functions. You know the four functions of governance. Oversight function. Governance has control function. Governance has integration function, and governance has decision-making function. So oversight means ensuring that you providing again the leadership support, you providing the environmental assessment related support. They're all, you have to provide the oversight. Control means you need to ensure that the this control through review meeting. Because whenever you think of reviews, whenever you think of meetings, think of governance. So any meeting you do in your personal and professional life is for the governance. That are you able to deliver what you have planned? That is why you need to govern. And through this governance, you can also identify the corrective actions. So governance is very important. Controlling function, decision-making function. Friends, decision-making is very important. Who will take a decision? Can program manager take a decision? Then what is his authority to take a decision? which decision will be taken by the program steering committee. All these things are, of course, this is more part of the governance domain, but the governance principles talks about ensuring that, ensuring that you, throughout the program lifecycle, there's a governance work is performed. Ensure that governance, ensure that all the program management plan is executed successfully to ensure the benefit are realized. So these are the 8 principles covered in chapter number 2. Chapter number 3 talks about the 6 domains. Chapter number 3 talks about the 6 domains: the strategic alignment domain, the benefit management domain, the stakeholder engagement domain, the governance framework domain, the collaboration domain, and the program lifecycle domain. From section 3.1 to 3.8, this 8 section in chapter number 3 talks about the 6 domain of program management. And friends, these are the domain also differentiate between projects and program. See, project domains are people, processes, and business environment. If you have seen the PMP examination content outline, the PMP talks about people, processes, and business environment. But program domain talks about strategic alignment. It is the program manager that need to ensure that the projects are contributing to realizing the benefit, and the benefit are contributing to the organization goals and objective. So strategic alignment is the domain, and domain is nothing but the knowledge area. You must have knowledge of strategy alignment. You must able to align the projects to realize the benefit, and you must able to align the benefit to the organization's strategic goals and objective. So strategic alignment domains talks about ensuring that the benefits are realized through these program components. Components are aligned to benefits, and benefits are aligned to the organization strategic goals and objective. Section 3.4, which talks about benefit management domain. Benefit management domain talks about the benefit identification, benefit analysis and planning, benefit delivery, benefit transition, benefit sustainment. Friends, benefit identification happens throughout the program life cycle. Okay, and some people still ask, if any benefits are identified during the program closure, then should we exploit? Or if we identify an opportunity, rather than saying benefit, if we identified an opportunity that has opportunity to realize the benefit, then should we exploit the opportunity? So if the program is, resources are not closed, if the program, because the entire focus of the program management is maximizing the benefit, exploiting the changes. So even if the program closure phase, if the resources are not released, if the program is still into that program transition and reviewing the program performance, then it is always advisable to exploit the benefit even during the program closure stage. So identifying the benefit, analyzing the benefit, benefit analysis helps you prioritize the benefit. Benefit analysis helps you derive the benefit matrix. Benefit analysis helps you identify the project or subsidiary program that will deliver this benefit. So aligning the components to the benefit, this happens during the benefit analysis and planning activities. Okay, and then the benefits are delivered as per the benefit management plan, because benefit analysis will update the benefit register, benefit management plan, and then the benefits are delivered as per the benefit management plan. And this benefit management plan will be integrated into the program management plan. Also, friends, benefit delivered either in incremental manner or in unified manner. Incremental benefit delivery happens throughout the program life cycle, where if there's an incremental benefit, then as the benefit are delivered, they are also planned to transition to the ongoing operations. So if there is an incremental benefit, there have to be multiple transition activities. And if there's a unified benefit, then there's a single transition activity. Then all the component output will be integrated, and the integrated output, the unified solution delivered through program component output will be transitioned to the operations. Okay, so program delivers these benefit either in incremental manner or in unified manner during the during the program delivery stage, and then the benefits are transitions to the operations so that these benefit can be realized as an ongoing basis. So benefit realization is very, very important, where using the benefit realization, actually we are building the operational capability. Actually, we are ensuring that the benefit which are delivered, whether it's in incremental manner or in unified manner, using the benefit transition, we are ensuring that those delivered benefit are sustainable post program closure. Okay, benefit transition is nothing but ensuring that you conduct the training, conduct the workshop, review the the metrics which may be used to monitor the benefit post program closure, ensuring the all the contractual contractual transfer, contractual all that closure, that all happens. That's very, very important. As part of the contracts are transferred, the operational manual are transferred, the training manual are transferred. These are all transition activity. And then the benefit sustainment. Friends, sustainment is part of ongoing operations, but the sustainment planning is part of the program life cycle. We have to ensure that the program manager has the responsibility to create the sustainment plan and ensure the benefit are sustained. Of course, he has to involve the project manager, the component manager, the operations team member to ensure that because stakeholder engagement, their buy-ins is very important to if you do not involve them in transition planning and actual transition, you will never able to deliver or sustainable benefit. So transition during the transition, stakeholder engagement is very, very important, friends. Okay. Let's also talk about stakeholder engagement. We already talking about stakeholder engagement is identifying the stakeholder, analyzing the stakeholder. Remember, friend, the stakeholder, anybody who is impacted by the program, any program activities, any program outcome, or any program actions, anybody who is affected by or who may affect the program activities or program output and outcome, they all becomes the program stakeholder. And we need to ensure that we identify them, we analyze them, we proactively engage with them, and we ensure that we address any issues related to stakeholder engagement. This is the core of the program stakeholder engagement domain. Similarly, we have governance. Now, governance domain is section 3.6. In section 3.6, governance domains talks about defining the governance structure. Defining governance structure means there could be multi-layer governance structure where there is a program manager, maybe part of tactical layer of governance. They may take tactical decision. Not every decision have to be sent to the program steering committee for approval. The program steering committee, they will be part of the strategic layer of governance. They will be only taking decision related to those area which may have direct impact on benefit realization. Any tactical aspects such as sequencing the project, reprioritizing the project, or delaying some projects, such decisions can authority to take some such decisions can be easily taken by the program manager. You need to build this structure. PMI says that you need to customize your structure. Okay, there is no for one organization single layer of governance will be best, but for another organization multi-layer structure will be better. So you need to always define your structure, allocate roles and responsibility. Remember, governance is not just the program steering committee responsibility or program sponsor responsibility or the PMO responsibility. Governance is every stakeholder responsibility, including program manager. He need to govern the interdependency between the component. He need to govern any escalated risk and issues from the component. He need to govern the overall benefit realization timeline, the overall program performance. So program manager have governance responsibility, PMO has governance responsibility. PMO governance responsibility ensure that they provide oversight support to program team. They ensure that they conduct the audit. PMO conducts program audit to ensure that the program processes, program tools and techniques or program metrics, they have been efficiently utilized during the program life cycle. Steering committee governance responsibility is all about taking decisions, ensuring that changes are being initiated, changes are being authorized. So these are the program steering committee governance related activities. Then we also have, so this is what we can say about the governance. Collaboration. Now, collaboration domain also have 3 sections. Collaboration domains talks about these 7 elements, the 7 elements of collaboration for program success. You must know what are these 7 elements of collaboration for program success. Some of the element I will quickly tell you. Of course, one element is engagement, another element is alignment, another element is empathy. You must, friends, there are multiple, these 7 elements are very important for collaboration. Okay. It is ensure that, of course, collaboration domain may not have given direct exam weightage, but it is very important for program management practice. How through collaboration, and collaboration happens throughout the program life cycle, from formulation, planning, delivery, closure, and so on. Collaboration is very, very important. So you must understand the the elements, the engagement elements. You must understand the alignment elements. You must understand the other elements of engagement, other elements of collaboration. And if you understand these elements of collaboration, then you will able to deliver the program successfully. Then it also talks about in another section in this chapter 3.7. It's not a chapter, but section 3.7 in SPM 5th edition. It talks about the collaboration for benefit and value realization planning. Now, what is the importance of collaboration for benefit and value planning? So friend, without collaboration, you will not able to plan or able to deliver and able to create a sustainability of the benefit. And if you cannot deliver the sustainable benefit, value realization, because you realize value as part of ongoing operations. See, you can, and of course, value is more perceived, is more subjective. Benefits are more quantifiable. Remember, friend, benefits are quantifiable. And more clearly measurable, and which are delivered during the program life cycle. But value you realize as part of operations. When you start utilizing the benefit, then you start getting the benefit. Then you start realizing the value, and value is subjective. Even the PGM, even this gap, even this session, somebody may perceive very high value. Somebody may perceive no value at all from this particular session, or they may start dropping out of the session. They may feel, oh, this is, I know everything, there's no value. Of course, we are just, I'm going to add more and more value as we progressively elaborate this session. But please understand, friend, value is more subjective. It is not easily quantifiable. But benefit must be clearly defined, clearly quantifiable, and delivered, or the capability of benefit delivery and ongoing realization must be built through the program. So, and collaboration is very important with the stakeholder to ensure that the benefit planning and value realization planning. The last section of this collaboration domain talks about, the importance of collaboration for between the program component. Friends, the component, and this is also the principle of synergy. Through collaboration, we will build synergy, and there have to be component. The various component have to have collaboration with each other. They should, they should ensure that they share lesson learned, they able to share experiences, they able to share resources to realize the overall program benefit. So this another section talks about collaboration between the program component for the program benefit realization. So that's very important section, at least for program management practice, if not for the PGMP certification exam. The program life cycle. Now, this is the most important domain which has 44% of the exam weightage. And program collaboration, program life cycle domains, section 3.8, chapter number 4, and appendix X1. Appendix X1, chapter number 4 and 3.8. This together constitute the program life cycle and the activities performed during the program life cycle. You already know the program life cycle stages, program life cycle phases. Program have 3 stages: definition stage, delivery stage, and closure stage. Of course, each of the stage is further have sub stages or sub phases. Formulation and planning are sub phases of the program definition. Program delivery has component authorization, component planning, component oversight, component integration, component transition, component closure. These are the sub phases of the program delivery. During the program delivery, the entire component life cycle activities are performed. The component authorization till the component closure, those activities are performed during the program delivery, and using these component output, program delivers benefit, and these benefits are then transitions for sustainment. Okay, so similarly, program closure has program transition, program closeout, where the lesson learned are archived, where program documents are archived, where we'll talk about the program closure because this is one area lot of people have questions. Okay, so this is section 3.8 in chapter number 3, program life cycle, where it explains the 3 phases and their sub phases and so on. As I said, this is not a training, so I'm not going detail, but I'm just giving you a quick overview. If somebody who have still not attended the training and so on. Now let's talk about what I will do before talking about some key concept. I'll put some question here on this particular slide. These questions are more focused on those areas where have lot of gap, where people have lot of ambiguity. So I want everybody to participate, and via the chat message, just respond whether which option is correct for that particular question. And using that question, we will try to also discuss the key concept where I see lot of gap which the PGMP aspirants has and so on. Okay. If possible, everybody participate, and you can respond anonymously. Don't respond to everyone. You can respond to the host. So I'm not going to tell you who is right, who is wrong. So please don't feel bad. I'm not going to name anybody. I'm not going to tell you you are wrong, he is wrong, like that way. But I'm going to ask you, some understanding why you selected that without telling whether right or wrong kind of thing. So please, when you're responding to this particular question, please respond anonymously. Please respond only to host. Respond via chat, and please mention question number and the option. Question 1, option A, B, C, or D. That's the way. And using that question, then we will try to, because I have prepared this question on those areas where I see a lot of ambiguity, and then we will discuss those areas as well. Okay. Okay, so this is the first question on your screen, friends. Kindly, I will read the question, and I will read the options, and then I will request everybody to participate and collaborate via the chat message. Okay. Now, this question number 1 talks about during a program benefit review, a key stakeholder expressed concern that the expected benefit are not being realized as planned. So during the benefit review, the stakeholder expressed that the benefit are not being realized as it was planned. Remember, benefit review happens during the program delivery, and benefit planning happens during the benefit analysis and planning activity as part of the program planning phase of the program definition phase. Okay. Now, during the benefit review, stakeholder have concern that the expected benefit are not being realized as per the plan. The program manager needs to provide a structured approach to track the benefit, validate their achievement, and ensure they are sustained beyond the program life cycle. So, program manager need to ensure that it has a, manager need to provide the structured approach and to, the benefit are delivered, benefit are validated, and ensure the benefit are sustained beyond the program life cycle. Which document should the program manager refer to? Now, option A is benefit management plan. Option B is benefit realization plan. Option C is program governance plan. And option D is the program performance report. Okay. Very good, everybody. Now, thank you, Mudassir. Thank you, Jayant, Siddesh, for sharing your answer. Jose, thank you. Now, this is one area, where a lot of people have gap. Okay, and this is one area where even the exam recently also one of my students who have cleared the exam just couple of days back, he also told that there are a lot of question on benefit realization plan. Lot of question, and not just the person who cleared the exam a couple of days back, but so many people in last couple of months have told me a lot of question on the benefit realization plan, and they asked me, how is the benefit realization plan different to the benefit management plan? Okay, now the correct answer for this is benefit realization plan, friends. So option B is correct, benefit realization plan. And let me tell you why benefit realization plan is correct answer and how benefit realization plan is different to the benefit management plan. Now, before that, I want to tell you that in the standard for program management, you do not have benefit realization plan mentioned at all. If you have the 5th edition and if you just search benefit realization plan, you will not see a single reference of benefit realization plan on your standard for program management. And in the examination content outline, it has not mentioned benefit management plan, it has only mentioned benefit realization plan. Now there is an ambiguity. The examination content outline talks about benefit realization plan and the standard for program management talks about benefit management plan. Now, in spite of both of these artifacts, the PgMP examination content outline and PgMP standard for program, instead of both are revised during the last year in the month of March. But in spite of it, there's still a lot of ambiguity, lot of disconnect between examination content outline and between the standard for program management. No, so I said, the benefit realization plan is correct. Now, how benefit realization plan is different than the benefit management plan, that is what I want to explain to all of you. Now, See, benefit management plan talks about the overall approach of benefit management, how the benefit management part of it. It talks about more processes, more talks about the various models, benefit management models, benefit management methodologies, tools, techniques. It talks about how the benefits are all identified. It's more benefit management plan is more often an umbrella and a larger plan, whereas benefit realization plan, this is a you can say a subset. It's a subset of the benefit management plan. Now I will correlate this with the uh, like risk management plan and risk response plan. You have risk management plan and you have risk response plan, and risk response plan are also part of the risk response plan are part of the like a risk management plan, where in a risk management plan you have about risk response strategies such as avoid, mitigate, transfer. But risk response plan talks about individual risk and how individual risk will be avoided, mitigated, transfer, exploit, enhance, share, accept, and escalate. Risk response plan is individual risk and how individual risk will be delivered, or how individual risk will be responded, whether they will be avoided, whether they will be mitigated. This concept is very similar. Benefit realization plan talks about how individual benefit will be realized and how they will be even sustained. And this question also asking provide a structured approach to track the benefit, validate the achievement, and ensure the sustainment beyond the program life cycle. Now, for tracking the benefit and all, we need benefit realization plan, and for validating the achievement of the benefit, because benefit realization plan is for individual benefit which are planned to be delivered, whereas benefit management plans talks about a generic benefit management approach, benefit management methods, benefit management model, benefit management processes, tools, techniques, templates, thresholds. So very generic for all the benefit, just like risk management plan for all the risk and risk response plan for individual risk. Similarly, benefit management plan is for all the benefit which are managed during the program life cycle. But benefit realization plan is for individual benefit. Benefit realization plan is more tactical plan, more tactical. It talks about what activities will be delivered to realize the individual benefit, how individual benefit will be validated, how individual, and even ensure that they are sustainable. So that is why benefit realization plan is a correct answer. In your exam, you should select benefit realization plan as a correct answer. I hope I'm making sense. Please give me thumbs up if you have got answer to this question and if you are convinced. But we will discuss some, some hands are also gone up, and we will discuss some of their queries. And that is very, very important that please clarify your answer. And I'm glad that so many people who are also certified, they are also participating in this session to further build. That's very, very important. So let's take a question from Praveen. Praveen, please unmute yourself and ask your question.
Thanks, Kailash. So, Kailash, the benefits management plan, it also provides a structured approach for benefit analysis, benefit planning, transition, and sustainment, right? Like in terms of realization, what is the keyword from here? I think if I look at it the way you explained, right, I feel at the validating their achievement, right? That is something the benefit management plan will not be covered, right? Is that
Exactly,
my
exactly.
understanding?
Benefit management plan will not able to cover, it's as I said, validate. See, benefit realization plan talks about individual benefit. It talks about how individual benefit, not how, but actual activities. It's just like transition plan. Where transition plan only focus on transitioning part, but benefit realization focus not just the transitioning part, but focus on the activities required to deliver the benefit, and then transition the benefit, and then the sustain, and also ensure they are sustainable. So benefit realization plan, even during the program closure, you need to update the sustain this benefit realization plan, because this is the plan will be also referred by the operations team, by the receiving organization, to realize the benefit as an ongoing basis. Because see, these benefits which are delivered in the program life cycle, they have to be sustainable. And the operations team who's going to sustain the benefit, who's going to realize the benefit as part of ongoing operations, they will also refer this realization plan, where what are the activities required even to even sustain the benefit, even sustainment matrix, they are defined into the benefit realization plan. Whereas benefit management just talks about overall benefit realization matrix, or overall benefit or benefit management approach, and so on. Does that make sense to you, Praveen?
Yes, thank you, Kailash.
Yeah, very good. So let's go to next question quickly. Okay, I'm not going to read the question. Please read the question. I'm sorry, I'll go back. Please read the question and try to answer this question. Okay, I'll quickly read this question. As the program manager of a global digital transformation program, you have overseen the delivery of 12 independent or interdependent projects. Yeah, that means a program has 12 projects as a component. They are interdependent. All projects are now completed, and expected benefit, including 30% increase in operational efficiency, have been realized. That means the benefit have been realized. Whatever is the expected benefit, these component 12 interdependent component have delivered their output, and the benefit has been realized, which is 30% increase in operational efficiency. The program steering committee urged immediate closure to reallocate resources to a new strategic initiative. The steering committee asking to immediately close the close the program now, so that the program resources can be aligned to new program. A program is a strategic initiative within the portfolio. So that the program can be aligned to to new program. Okay, this is so that the steering committee asking to immediately close the program and reallocate the resources. However, you emphasize the need of finalize, you have to emphasize the need to finalize specific program closure phase activity to ensure compliance with organizational governance and long-term sustainability of the outcomes. Which of the following activities is most critical for the program manager to prioritize during the program closure phase in the scenario? Now, this is the program closure phase activity. Okay. And I will discuss the program closure phase concept via this particular question. So these are some of the activities which are performed during the program closure. Okay. Please try to answer this question, everybody. Please also put question number. Yeah, very good, Ankur. Q2A, Q2B, Q2C. Q2 means question 2, A, B, C, D. So please put that question also. Very good, Phyllis. Prasita, very good. Jayant, Rahul, Jose. So most of the people, I think so, 99% of the people have given correct answer. Of course, there are some people saying B is correct. Some people are saying D is correct. But the correct answer is for this particular question is A. A is the correct answer. Transitioning sustained benefit ownership to operations teams and updating the benefit realization plan. This is the correct answer. See, friends, here question is saying, however, you have emphasized the need to finalize specific program closure phase activity to ensure compliance with organizational governance and long-term sustainability of outcome. Okay, for long-term sustainability, see, you need to transition these benefit ownership to the operations team, and you need to update the benefit realization plan. Sometime back, even in the previous question, I said, even during the program closure, you need to update the benefit realization plan. And because this is the plan may also be referred by the operations team to realize the ongoing benefit. So see, here the keyword is long-term sustainability of the outcome. So you need to, for long-term sustainability, you need to perform the transition. You need to transition these sustained benefit ownership to the operations team. Now, why? Let me also tell you, formally closing all program related procurement. See, formally closing the procurement and closing the contract is very important closure activity. No doubt about it. But closing the contract will not help you in long-term sustainability. Closing the contract is the administrative work. See, closing the contract is the program administrative work. Closing the contract will not help you in long-term sustainability of the outcome. So hence, some of you who have said option B is correct, I hope you got the clarity. Option C, finalizing update to the program management plan with post-closure resource allocation. Now, during this program closure, for long-term sustainability, finalizing the update to the program management plan. Okay, see, program management plan, overall program, but finalizing the update, this is not the purpose for long-term sustainability. And with post-closure resource allocation details. See, post-closure resource allocation details, that will be generally done by the operations team and all. You don't, as in program manager who is focusing during the program closure, who is focusing on specific closure. Of course, this will be done, but this activity is not very important for, sustainability of the benefit. During the program closure, you will certainly update the benefit management plan, archive the benefit management plan, and maybe all details you may be updated kind of thing. But this is not as important than transitioning the benefit to the operations team and ensuring that they are able to sustain the benefit. Similarly, conducting the program-wide lesson learned and archiving the artifacts. Again, these are the administrative work. Conducting the lesson learned is important. No doubt about it. But it will not help sustaining the benefit. Lesson learned are important for future programs. For reference, future program may reference this lesson learned. But for benefit sustainment, for sustainability of outcome, transitioning of the ownership to operations team and conducting the training, we already said during the quick review, transitioning means ensuring that you do workshop, you do some proof of concept, you do some training. This is very important. Just give me thumbs up if you got clarity about this answer, everybody. Now let me also quickly okay, there are some questions. Kaustubh, go ahead, please.
Good morning, sir. The sustainability part, okay, with respect to program. So honestly, without even thinking much, there was this word in that answer and the same word in question also. I mean, will will it be tricky to ignore, like, let's say, such keywords in question and answer?
Yeah. People are overlooking the keyword cost of, definitely, and that is why it happens not because they don't know, because they have the pressure, exam pressure, or they have lot of expectations if they become certified. So I will tell you one of the strategy. I want to tell you strategy. Please do not uh, plan too much of expectations. Sometimes the burden of the expectation is so much that we not able to perform well. Whether we are playing a football match, whether we are playing a cricket match, sometimes the burden of performing well, just go and play, and don't bother about the result, what it will be. Once you achieve the benefit, once you became the certified, then decide how this certification success will give you the long term value. So please, that's what I want to tell you, Kaustubh. Yeah, there are and there are sometimes people are not catching the keyword. And when long-term sustainability, transition is important. Unless you don't perform the transitioning of the benefit, long-term sustainability is not important. Lesson learned are not important, as much important. Of course, these are closure activity. All of these are closure activity. But the question is specifically asking for long-term sustainability. Now with this, I would like to take you to some previous one of the slide. This is where program closure I want to quickly talk about. Closure is very important, where a lot of people always ask me, I'm confused about closure, I'm confused about closure. I want to explain via this mind map. Via this mind map, I want to explain this closure. See, during the program closure means program has delivered the benefit, or program has built the capability to deliver the benefit. See, it is not always that program ends with delivering the benefit. Many times program builds some capability, and this capability are transitioned to the operations, and after few months or few years, after few activities in the operation, then the benefit realization starts. No matter program whether it has actually delivered the benefit and benefit were transition, or because even in the benefit analysis and planning section also it is very clearly saying program capability needs to be transitioned. Many times program doesn't end with delivering a benefit. It has built certain capability via delivering the component output and via building the operational structure where the operations team will able to realize the benefit. But to realize the benefit, to realization, this operation works needs to be performed for certain time period. So remember, until the program delivery, the benefits are being delivered, benefits are being transitioned, or capability have been transitioned. So during the program closure, you need to first confirm the deliverable. Confirm the deliverable means you need to ensure that whether this benefit or whether this capability has been delivered as per the plan or not. You can also refer the task number 31, benefit life cycle. I can just show you examination content outline. This is the task 31. This is program life cycle domain talks about 31 to 35. It talks about program closure. Okay, 1 second. It talks about complete the program performance analysis report by comparing actual value to planned value. So it is all about, friends, it's all about that, during the program closure, the first activity is confirm the deliverables. Program delivers benefit or the capability to deliver the benefit. So you have to confirm whether the benefit or the capability have been delivered as per the plan. So compare actual versus plan. That is what it is saying. That the jargon may be different. Comparing actual value versus planned value. So that have to be compared. Then obtain formal acceptance. Formal acceptance. Then that is the next task. Conduct program closure with boundaries of governance framework. Governance framework means decision. I spoke about the 4 functions of governance: decision making function, control function, integration function, and oversight function. Now during the program closure, after the deliverable have been confirmed that the program has delivered as per the planned, the actual deliver are as per the planned, then you need to obtain the approval from the stakeholder. And this stakeholder is nobody other than the program steering committee. Remember, program steering committee will take the decision to close the program collectively, not the program sponsor. Program sponsor in his individual capability may not able to take the informed decision. Informed decision means decision based on lot of data, lot of analysis. For that, the steering committee have to be formed, which is program steering committee exists for every program, and they will take the decision. Once the decisions are taken, then you have to execute this plan. Then task number 33. Task number 32 talks about approval, governance framework. Okay, conduct the program closure within the boundary. That means nothing but the approval of the formal acceptance of the program. Once you have given go ahead, what you have, see, until now, until you have not given the go ahead to the program closure, if there is any opportunity that we can exploit to realize the benefit, then that opportunity we can we can justify the opportunity and we can initiate a new component to deliver the benefit. But once, remember, you need to read the questions. Once the you have received the approval to close the program, once sometimes they will say approval have received and program resources are released, then you can't exploit. So even in the program closure, you can identify the benefit and exploit the benefit even during the program closure, but provided that the program closure decisions are yet not made and program resources are still not released. The administrative closure is nothing but releasing the resources. If they are not released, if the formal acceptance for closure is still not given, then you can, the identified benefit can be exploited. Okay. Then closure of contract. Once you have obtained the formal acceptance to close the program, of course, the standard is saying you need to execute the transition plan, closeout plan. This transition and closeout are the sub phases of the program closure phase. Closeout. So here you need to transition. Of course, we'll talk about the transitioning the knowledge, transitioning the risk, transitioning the document. They are all administrative closure. You need to execute that transition of the benefit to ensure that they are sustainable. So you have to close the contract, but contract closure is very important because they are the legal document, they are the formal document. You have to financial closure you need to do. Even chapter number 155, standard for program management, it talks about financial closure, contract closure. So once you receive the formal approval, then you contract the close, then you contract the financials. Okay, and once then you can you can complete the administrative task, then releasing the resources, transitioning the knowledge, transitioning the risk. They're all done as part after the contractual closure, financial closure. Then you can close all the lesson learned, sharing, and so on. And after this administrative closure, you also do some post implementation review or post review, something called post review meeting, where you conduct the overall success. You check the overall program success and update the final report. PMI saying there's something called final program report. The final report is very important, where customer acceptance, program success or failure. I'm sorry. So then after this administrative closure, you just do post review with your customer, with your stakeholder, and communicate the closure related success, closure related lesson learned to all the stakeholder, and then you can celebrate the program success. So this is the program closure phase activity. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you understood the program closure. Okay, let's take the question also. Praveen, go ahead with your question, please.
Yeah, Kailash. Kailash, I have a confusion between step number 3 and 5 here. So when we are like right after obtaining an acceptance from PSC, the program steering committee, so we are going to close the contracts, right?
Yeah.
So if we close the contracts, then how will we do the knowledge transfer? That means when we are closing the contracts, that means everything else is stopped. So that means we are
No,
formally closed.
contract closure is one of the activity. It is not that, see, let's say you are closing the contract with any vendor or with any customer. That does not mean that you, after contract is closed, you cannot see. Transitioning the knowledge post meeting, post review meeting with the customer, that though the contract is closed, these meetings are very, very important for long-term benefit sustainability, Praveen. This does not mean that once contract is closure, when financial relationship is closed, when the financial closure means all returning the unspent money to the funding organization, all the final reconciliation of the program funding versus component payment. That does not means that once the financial closure, contract closure happened, that you can't do a meeting, post implementation meeting or post transition meeting. That does not mean you can't do that, Praveen. In fact, after financial closure also, it is very important, you conduct the meeting and and then transfer any knowledge so that they will able to sustain the benefit, transition the proper document to them, including the contract document, including any financial and lesson learned document. You need to transition to the operations, transition to the receiving organization so that they can sustain the benefit. Are you getting this, Praveen?
Yeah, getting. So I was under impression that the contract closure will happen once all this administrative closure and financial closure will finish first. Okay. Anyways, that makes sense.
No, 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 no.
Understood.
See, contractors, see, administrative closure is nothing but, we already have mentioned here, releasing the resources, conducting the knowledge transfer, and closing out all the program, all the program accounts or any other, you may have an SAP account or some account code with the customer and all those. So those are See, contractual closure, financial closure does not end the relationship with the customer. In fact, there will be, this knowledge transition is important for ongoing sustainment of the benefit. So after contractual closure, this administrative closure is very, very important, Praveen. Okay.
Yeah, makes sense. And I have one more question similar to this. So I've seen in some of the mock questions where like the first step of confirming the deliverables, and then instead of program steering committee, so though customer is part of the program steering committee, the question just mentions that we get an approval from customer. So what is the next step we need to do? So in that case, do we still need to go back to PSC to get an approval, or we can proceed with the step number
No,
3?
no. See, if they say customer or they say stakeholder, if you now see what happens, let's take this way. Okay. So let's take this way, I mean, customer approval. Now, consider that you have confirmed the deliverables, customer has accepted. Now, if the customer is part of the program steering committee, formal acceptance, you need to also see the subsequent options into that particular question, Praveen, because there are different way program. See, this is the structured PMI is giving some standard, is some approach which you need to adapt to your program kind of thing. Now, sometimes your customer approval itself consider, after that, if it directly says that if there is if you still have the take the steering committee approval kind of things and all, then you can of course go ahead with that option. That otherwise, generally it will not say customer approval and then take the steering committee approval kind of thing. Customer, the funding organization, they are naturally part of the program steering committee because they are together taking the informed decision throughout the program life cycle. Is that making sense to you, Praveen?
Yeah, it makes sense. Thank you, Kailash.
Yeah, very good. So this is program closure. Let's talk about this question. Question number 3. Question number 3 talks about, you are managing a large infrastructure program funded by phased government grants. During a review, you find that bridge development project payment schedule misaligned with the program funding schedule, risking delay and impacting benefit realization. What should you prioritize to address this misalignment? Okay, this is the question I have prepared to give you clarity about program funding schedule versus component payment schedule. So the question is saying that during the review, you find that a component, bridge development component, that payment schedule is misaligned with the program funding schedule, and that may risk in benefit realization. What will you do? Okay, now please look into these options and try to answer this particular question, please. Thank you, Dhaval. Thank you, Kaustubh. Thank you, Praveen. Kirtan, Satish, thank you. Thank you, Bhuvan. Thank you, Phyllis. Thank you, Sachin. Thank you. Yeah, so I think so. Again, most of you have given correct answer, and the correct answer is option D. Option D talks about aligning the bridge project deliverable with the program benefit realization timeline, even if it requires revisiting the funding strategy. Now what is the, let's understand what is program funding schedule versus component payment schedule. Now, program funding schedule talks about, okay, program funding schedule, both are part of program financial plan. Funding schedule and component payment schedule. Funding schedule talks about when the fund will be received for the program from the different funding sources, whether it's a public funding, private funding, debt funding, equity funding, any funding type. And remember, it also, PMI also saying program funding and component funding can be different. The overall, each component can have different funding, different payment schedule, or each component can have different funding sources. The overall program has different source, and each component can have different funding source. Okay, now you need to understand this funding schedule means what are the program overall financial structure, when the program funds will be allocated to the program, to specific milestone, to specific benefit realization, and how those funds will be released to the component. That is called component payment schedule. Now this question is, you need to bridge this gap, bridge this project deliverable with the program benefit realization timeline. Even if you have to revisit the funding strategy, because individual component, as I said, individual component can have its own schedule, and during the program life cycle, these component payment schedule should be aligned to the overall funding schedule of the program, when the program is going to get fund, to avoid any discrepancy, any gap. And this is we have to do throughout the program life cycle. why? Of course, somebody said renegotiate the bridge project payment schedule to align with the program funding. Now see, renegotiating the program payment schedule, you don't need to renegotiate the schedule to align with, rather than you need to, entire project deliverables, you need to align with the program timeline, benefit realization timeline. So, and for this, you need to maybe revisit the overall financial strategy, funding strategy. Don't just renegotiate about the individual component. Rather, aligning that project deliverable, which is the bridge development project, to overall, that is the more holistic approach. Aligning the project output to the overall benefit realization timeline, and revisit the financial strategy, funding strategy, financial framework. That is what you need to do here. So I hope you got the clarity about program funding schedule versus component payment schedule. Just give me a thumbs up, everybody, if you got the answer to this question, or if you have any question, please, you can raise your hand so we can discuss that in detail. Kaustubh, go ahead, please.
Sir, quick question. What is the philosophy between payment and funding? I understand funds have to be there to release invoices or pay, but then maintaining, we had some concepts like reserved funds. Can we not release those reserve funds in case this is required? Just a quick thought.
No, see, what is the strategic approach, Kaustubh? What is the strategic approach? That is very, very important. It is not just that, dealing with that temporary issue, that, if,
Okay.
or like a negotiating with the individual project payment schedule, or just, asking the component, they are, rather than we need to ensure the overall component is aligned to the benefit realization, and that is the more strategic approach. And funding schedule, Kaustubh, is more about, because the program receives fund from different sources. Each source has different contributions. Some source will give 20% fund of the program, some source of the fund will give 30% of the fund, some will give 5%, 10%, and there could be multiple programs funding schedule. And what are the constraints? When constraint means milestone based constraints or any other constraints these funding sources they have. So program funding schedules talks about when the program will receive the fund, and component payment schedule only focus on when that fund will be disbursed and component payment will be done. Does that make sense to you, Kaustubh?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Anand, go ahead, please.
Yeah, Kailash, so just wanted to understand when option A can go right, considering the above scenario.
No, option A is not wrong. See, in the PgMP exam, this is the, it's not that negotiating is not an option, but what is the best option? That is what you need to do. What should you?
Yeah, I understand. What I mean to ask is so when is a scenario, will get initiated where we go back to, program sponsor or, the funding.
After D, if you have aligned the project deliverable with the benefit realization timeline, and if you have, when you are doing this, revisiting the funding strategy, and maybe after that, then you can renegotiate with individual component, and then say that okay, we can give you the fund maybe at appropriate time, or maybe some. So that can be done later on. But the first action should be aligning the program, aligning the project deliverable with the program benefit realization. Is that
so
okay?
in this case, if option D is not available, then I can, the right answer would be option A.
Absolutely. If option D is not available, then option A is the best one then. Okay.
Yeah. Thank you, Kailash.
Yeah. Let's do one more question, please. Okay, I will not read this question. Please read the question and answer, and please try to answer, share your response via chat. Come on, guys. Thank you. Please go on mute. Yeah, so option D is correct, and a lot of people have given correct answer, including Rahul and the other people. Okay, so a lot of correct answer have been given, but a lot of incorrect answer. See, why D is correct? Why option D is correct? The question is saying during the program delivery phase, one project transition is delayed, impacting the timeline for benefit realization. The program manager review the benefit management plan and notes that it does not account for interdependency between the project transition. What should the program manager do first to address this issue? Now, this one transition, this individual project transition is delayed because it does not account for interdependency between the project transitions actually. Now, some people say escalate the issue to the program steering committee. Dear friends, first of all, I want to tell you escalation should never be your first point. So everybody who has given option B as a correct, escalation is not the first option. If there's a delay in the transition in the individual component, then you can't just directly go to the steering committee for a solution. Rather, you need to first analyze this root cause and come up with certain solution, and maybe then required you go to steering committee for approval. It definitely, the transition may impact the benefit realization, but that is what you have to take the corrective actions. You can't go to steering committee, what should I do? It is your responsibility that if there is any issue that may impact the benefit realization timeline, you need to take an action first. And this is not a strategic decision where steering committee needs to get involved. And somebody said option C. A lot of people also said C. Reassess the program roadmap and adjust the benefit realization schedule. See, of course, reassess. The roadmap is a trajectory to realize the benefit. It defines the milestone, and when the milestone will be initiated, when the milestone will be delivered. And these milestones are nothing but benefit realization milestones. But if any project transition is delayed, will you refer the or reassess the program roadmap itself? Rather, here, if any transition is delayed, see what is this transition? This transition is again where the transition activities are defined, such as training activities, any workshop, any testing, any UAT, those activities. If any there's a delay in the transition and which may impact the benefit realization, you may need to develop the transition plan, new transition plan, or update. If the question is saying update the transition plan, but that option is not there. Update the transition plan where you also reassess the interdependency between the other component and align it with the overall benefit. See, benefit management plan will have generic transition procedures and transition related. It talks about how the benefit will be transitioned, but the transition plan is not about how. The transition plan is all about what are the activities are you are doing. The benefit management plan talks about how, and transition plan talks about what are the activities. So you need to update or you need to develop a new plan. Develop a new transition plan, define the activities, transition activities, where you perform the interdependency between the other component transition and align this plan to the overall benefit, because benefit management plan is the overall plan for the benefit governance, for overall benefit management. Is that making sense to all of you, friends? Give me thumbs up, or of course you can raise a hand to ask a question. But if you got the clarity, so option D is the correct answer. It focus on transitioning delay. You need to focus on the transition plan. And transition plan is what? What are the transition activity? If you have read the standards for program management, it very clearly says that review activity, assessment activity have to be performed. Operational assessment, training, workshop. Okay. Let's do another question. Now, this question is another area where a lot of people have ambiguity. Infrastructure development versus resource management plan. This question is asking, so I prepared this question to give you clarity about the differentiating between programs infrastructure versus program resource. Okay, but I would like to hear first your answer and then I will try to explain this question. Thank you, Badri. Thank you, Kiran. Kirtan. Aditya, thank you. Jayant, thank you. Rahul, thank you. Anand, thank you. Until then, all of you are correct. Phyllis, you are correct. Devendra, correct. Yeah, I think so. Most of the people are saying option B. Option B is the correct answer. See, option B is correct because it's saying which of the following action demonstrate the program manager focus on program infrastructure development rather than program resource management? See, option A, option C, and option D talks about program resource management plan. Resource management plan means allocating the human resources, the vendor, financial resources, and negotiating with the vendor, all these contracts. These are resource management plan. Also creating the resource allocation matrix and also conducting the skills gap. These are the resource management plan. But infrastructure is much bigger than just managing resources. Infrastructure is all about the overall governance framework. What framework is required to govern the program throughout its life cycle? Infrastructure means defining the program management processes, knowledge management systems, information management systems, PMIS, setting up a PMO. Setting up a PMO is a very important part of infrastructure development. In fact, the standard for program management is saying PMO is a core of the program infrastructure. Because PMO defines these program policies, program related models, program related tools and templates, knowledge management, how knowledge will be managed throughout the, so this is part of the, so infrastructure is much bigger than just managing resources, just doing skills gap assessment, just doing defining the resource allocation matrix and so on. Okay, let's go to question number 6. Friends, quickly, please. Very good, Swapnil. Very good, Siddesh. Very good, Dhaval. Ankur, thank you. Yeah, option C is correct. Option C, thank you, Badri. Option C is correct. Now, this question is talking about, again, this, again, if you see this question, is talking about most appropriate action to address the funding shortfall while ensuring alignment with the program's strategic objective and stakeholder expectations. Now, individual the question is saying the program is again the question on program funding schedule versus component payment schedule. It's saying the program manager for a large scale urban development program aimed at improving the infrastructure, public transportation, and housing in a metropolitan city. The program is funded by a combination of federal grants, private investment, and municipal bonds. However, the individual component of the program, such as construction of a new subway, renovation of public housing, and development of green spaces, are funded separate entities. Just go on mute, everybody. Somebody on mute. Now, this question is, I frame this question because to explain you the concept of that program can have separate funding sources and individual component can have separate funding sources. And this is what the standard for program management is saying in chapter number 4, section X1.15. X1.15, not chapter 4, but appendix X1, section 15 and section 16, X1.15, X1.16. In those sections is talking about that program can have separate funding sources, whereas component can have separate funding sources. Okay. Now, if in this case, they're saying what is the most appropriate action? If during the program review, you discover that one component is facing the funding shortfall due to delay in disbursement from the International Development Bank, you need to first engage with that individual. So here you to engage with the International Development Bank to expedite the disbursement process and explore the funding sources. See, if this component, during this program review, you discover that the component, which is this component is all about subway line, you are creating some subway and these are facing shortfall. And this subway may be funded by, that International Development Bank to expedite the development. And once, once that is done to bridge this, then you can, perform the other activities as well. Did you got this question clearly, friends? This, I think so most of the people have given the answer correctly. The individual component, which is the subway, so International Development Bank is funding this subway. You need to negotiate. That's your first activity before reallocating fund from the other program component. You can't reallocate because that will impact those program benefit realization as well, or adjust the program scope to defer the subway. You can't defer the subway construction. Defer means you can't delay. So B is incorrect. You can't defer the subway construction because there's a delay in funding from this International Development Bank, or even escalate the issue to governance. You, as I said, escalate will never be your first action. So reallocating fund from other component, not the wise decision. Adjust the scope and defer the subway construction, that is not a good decision. And escalate steering committee should not be first action. So the best is engage with the International Development Bank. Let's go to question number 7. It's talking about during the program formulation phase, the program steering committee is reviewing the business case to decide whether to approve a strategic transformation program. A key concern is whether a program has fully accounted for long-term sustainable costs, including post-transition operation expenses. The program steering committee emphasized the failure to assess these costs upfront could lead to unanticipated risk after the program is closure. As a program manager, what is most appropriate action to ensure decision maker have complete financial picture before making a go or no go decision? Now this question is focusing on total cost of ownership. I'll explain this in more detail, but I would like to hear your answer to this question. I'd like to see the answer to this question. Thank you, everybody. Absolutely, option A, option A is correct. See, during the program formulation phase, when you are developing the business case, the steering committee will review whether the program has accounted for not just for program benefit delivery, but also has accounted for benefit transition work or benefit sustainment work. That has to be accounted because program deliver benefit and ongoing realization. So when we are developing the business case for the, we need to have the total cost of ownership. We cannot just say, okay, this much is the cost to deliver the benefit. Many times the standard is saying at the program level, the costing or the cost or the budgets are incurred much before the benefits are realized. Even to develop the business case, you need investment. In the program formulation phase, resources are invested, fundings are invested to develop even the business case. And then the entire planning cost, the delivery cost, the transition cost, the sustainment cost, everything have to be accounted. And that is called total cost of ownership, or whole life cost analysis have to be done. Many people assume that, oh, why should we define the operational budget? Because the benefits are being operational for ongoing realization. So we need to plan those budget also. Of course, there will be changes over because of environmental other influence as part of the operations, and that the operations team will take care with the portfolio. But when you are when this in the formulation phase, you need to, as part of your business case, you need to provide the total cost of ownership. And this total cost of ownership may be updated during the program planning. Let's do one more question, friends. Here you are saying you are managing a multi-year global supply chain efficiency program aimed at reducing operational cost and increasing revenue through process optimization. The program is nearing closure, and during the benefit realization review, a stakeholder questioned the program ability to maintain the financial value of its benefit over the long term, especially considering potential fluctuation in the market condition and operational changes. As a program manager, which of the following would be the most effective approach to ensure the sustained financial viability of the program benefits beyond its life cycle? So that means, okay, I will explain this in detail, but let's first see your answer here. Yeah, I think so. There are some correct answer, a lot of wrong answer as well. But option A is correct. Option A talks about financial framework and consistent financial principles, performance matrix, and mechanism to support the benefit tracking and adjustment in response to changing condition over time. See, friends, this question is asking that the program is nearing closure, and during the benefit realization review, stakeholder question the program ability to maintain the financial value, benefit over the long term, especially considering potential fluctuation. See, over the long term and operational changes. So financial framework is very, very important. The framework will define how the program will be funded, how the framework will define the even the funding related principles, any matrix, and this framework is very, very important for long term, for even sustained financial viability of the program beyond its life cycle. See, financial plan, now this is another question where people have gap. Financial framework versus financial planning. See, financial planning only talks about for the program life cycle. The financial planning are the processes, and more of, financial plan talks about the tactical processes, procedures, and some strategies. But frameworks is more talks about the structure of the program. What are the funding sources, how they will be evaluated, what are their goals, what are their constraints. And this is what is very, very important even beyond program closure. These all will be transitioned to operations for ongoing sustainment, ongoing financial viability. And this framework, via this framework, which defines the financial principles, it defines the financial structure, financial models. The financial plan will tell you when the payment will be received, when the funding will be received, payment will be disbursed to the component or for the operations, but it will not help you to evaluate the financial sustainability or financial viability. It's just a timeline. The framework will tell you, the principles will tell you the long-term viability. You must have a right framework. Always the framework tells you, not just a plan. Plan will tell you, okay, these are the when the fund will be received, when the component will make the payment, and when the operations funding will be disbursed. But the framework will tell you how to evaluate the financial environment. This will tell you the principles, financial management principles, the structures, and so on. Am I making sense to you, friends? Give me a thumbs up, or please go ahead and raise your hand for asking a question. Prasida, go ahead, please.
Kailash sir, my question was for the previous mock question 7. I had a doubt because in the question there were 2 answers given, which was, for me, it was looking very similar or very close, I can say, A and D. So I was thinking, why not D and why A? Because even I agree there's A, but I was also feeling that maybe D. So
D
that's
for
why
Delhi?
I didn't even answer that. Yeah,
D
D
for
for Delhi. Yeah. Yeah.
Perform the multi-phase cost-benefit validation. See, it's talking about perform a multi-phase cost-benefit validation, reassessing the projected financial benefit against the actual. This is talking about the review. It's talking about the review. When you see validation, assessments, these are the benefit review and so on. But in the formulation phase, you are developing the business case where you need to present the total cost of ownership. And validation, you cannot, reassessing the projected finance. And how can you reassess during the program formulation, Prasita? Reassessment cannot be done in the formulation
Yeah,
phase.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So thank you for asking this question. Let's all clap for Prasita. I'm glad that she asked. See, friend, you need to ask a question. I always tell you in my training, or even we have a WhatsApp group. Please ask question. See, until you don't ask a question, you will not get the answer. Okay, I'm out of time, so quickly review this 2 question, and then I'll just give you 1 minute for this. Now, in the PgMP exam, recently they have started asking multiple correct answer. Until 3 months back, they were not, this format was not there. But from last 3 months, based on so many people, I have helped them to get certified. They gave me their feedback that a lot of, see, at least everybody will get 4 to 5 questions. 4 to 5 questions where they will ask you to select more than one correct answer. And that is why we have updated our mock exam and we have created more than 20 questions on multiple correct answer scenario. And some of these topics are change management, benefit management, procurement management. The professionals who have cleared the exam, they have told this is the area. These are the area where they have got multiple, correct answer related scenario. So kindly please answer this question. This is a procurement related question where people are still confused. So I have drafted this question. Thank you, Dhaval. Now it's saying in a large scale program, procurement play a crucial role in aligning vendor services with program goal. As the program moves toward the closure, procurement activity needs to be carefully managed to ensure contractual obligations are met, all risks are properly addressed. Which of the following procurement related actions during the program lifecycle are most appropriate for ensuring that the program strategic objectives are achieved while maintaining effective risk management? So until now, no one has given the right answer. I got some 10 to 12 answer. No one gave right answer. Okay. So correct answer is A, B, and C. A, B, and C is correct. First is the question is which of the following procurement related actions during the program lifecycle are most appropriate for ensuring program strategic objectives are achieved while maintaining risk management effectively. So procurement should be begin as early as program formulation phase. I hope you all agree that procurement should begin as early your make or buy analysis. See, even in the business case, even when you're developing the business case during the formulation phase, your procurement, see, there's the integration. There's another topic where people are confused. In the standard, they talk about integration management. See, integration management happens throughout program formulation phase, where a lot of integration management work happens. Integration between procurement, resources, risk, quality. So and even in the business case, it's an integrated document. Charter is an integrated document. Benefit, the program management plan is an integrated document. So procurement should begin as early as possible in the formulation phase. Second is a single program level procurement contract should be signed. Now, the standard is also, if you have read the standard, it is always if multiple component procurement need can be fulfilled through one single procurement, then that is better to manage and more financially viable. PMI saying if there is a multiple component can have single contract, then that's great. It is not necessary that individuals should sign a separate contract with the same vendor or with a different vendor. If one program, one vendor can fulfill multiple contract related scope of multiple component, then it's good. C, procurement activities during the closure should include finalizing the contract, verifying the deliverables, and ensuring all vendor pay. This is, I think, so yeah, closure phase, all terms and conditions will be reviewed and contract will be closed. See, procurement activities should focus on individual project to avoid compliance. When you're doing procurement at the program level, it should not focus on individual projects. Rather, it should focus on overall program procurement need rather than individual project procurement need. And as I said, if a program can have a blanket purchase order or blanket contract, or there are different terms which you may be knowing better. If you have a single contract, that's great rather than individual. Also, option E is incorrect. Procurement contracts should be signed only after the program planning phase is completed. Ensure that all program details such as scope, schedule are finalized before vendor commitment are made. See, procurement contracts should be signed only after the program planning phase. No, actually during the program planning phase, you can have a single contract. Individual component contract can happen during the program delivery, but if you are having a program level contract, it cannot be after the program planning. It have to be during the program planning. That is why E is incorrect. During program closure, procurement activities should focus on transferring all risk to vendor via risk allocation. Now, you cannot transition all the risk, even if the high probability and high impact risk, and ask the vendor to bear the full responsibility. The French, low probability, low impact risk transitioning make lot of sense. But if you, during the program closure, if you have lot of high probability, high impact risk, then you should try to avoid them, try to mitigate them before you do the program closure. You cannot, because if you close the program with lot of high probability and high impact risk, then there will be problem of sustaining the benefit. I hope you got the answer. Please give me thumbs up, friends, if you got clarity about this. The last question of the day. Quickly, friends, I need to close it down in 5 minutes. So option B, option E and option F is correct. It's saying you are managing a complex program with multiple interconnected projects. Midway through the program delivery, external changes such as evolving market trend, regulatory shift, new stakeholder expectation pose significant impact on the program objectives, deliverables, and timelines. The steering committee emphasized the need for proactive and structured approach to change management to maintain alignment with the organization goal. So so what are the structured approach to change management? Structured approach is, conduct the root cause analysis immediately for every change to prevent the recurrence. So root RCA, we say RCA means root cause analysis. Every time you identify any such risk, and because of the risk and issues you want to make a changes, you need to do root cause analysis. Second, E is correct because implementing approval threshold for change based on impact escalating change to this. There have to be threshold. What are the threshold within which program manager can make changes and approve changes, and what are the threshold beyond which steering committee needs to involve in approving the changes. And option F is evaluate change holistically, considering their effect on scope, schedule, resources, and strategic alignment. Of course, change have to be looked holistically. What's its impact on other program elements? Why A is incorrect? Establishing the change control board is absolutely correct. By delegating the responsibility for change evaluation to the project manager, that is incorrect. You can't ask the project manager to, you can't delegate, the responsibility for evaluating the changes to them. If the change is at the program level, program manager needs to evaluate the change, not the project manager. Change control board is good, but the second part of the option makes it incorrect. Incorporate adaptive change management strategies that allow for incremental adjustment to the program without fully revisiting the program plan to maintain flexibility. See, adaptability is good, but you cannot say without fully revisiting the program management plan, because change management plan is integrated into program management plan. You cannot say that without revisiting the program management plan, I can make agile decision, adaptive decision. Agile change management is good, but that have to be aligned with the overall program change management. That is why C is incorrect. D is incorrect because use industry standard change management model to ensure structured and consistent approach to change approval across. Industry standards for change management is good, but you need to align those standards to your organization environment. You can't just take industry standard as it is. There are some standards, change management, such as the Addon model, the Kotter's model, but those models have to be, even the governance model, risk management model, any model that you need to align to your program environment, your program need. Hope you got the answer. And friends, that's all I have in today's session. I have discussed some key concepts. I know we can do many things, and I will definitely conduct more such sessions for your benefit. So please, I'm going to share the recording, revisit this recording, and any question you have, please post it to me in the WhatsApp group. And any specific area before going for the exam, kindly discuss with me. Do not go into the exam before, because if you have already taken my training services, my mentoring services, your success is my success. Please help me make you certified. I'll leave you with that thought. Please take care, everyone. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Yeah. Please drop me message. If you need anything else, I'm always here to support you in helping you become certified. Please take care. Thank you.